AfeniShakur is not given the recognition as a woman she's worthy of. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King marched and spoke, but so did AfeniShakur. She did as many marches, as many speeches, but she also set up health clinics, law centres, breakfast clubs, and yet she's only known as Tupac's mum. And that's really disgraceful. She's as important and as worthy a civil rights advocate as Martin Luther King, as Malcolm X. So when I made this film, I really wanted to emphasise the women, the importance of the women in the Black Panthers, and also the misinformation around the Black Panthers, and how relevant they are today in the age of Trump. And so I wanted to make a film that really wasn't a false film. I didn't want to use AI. It's very easy when you're using old footage to polish things up. But there's a lot of racists and bigots that would just say, oh, he used AI. It's not a true story. And so I wanted this film to be accurate. I wanted to, so much when you talk about history, people say, oh, it happened yesterday. So I wanted to set this film in the present. So we set this film in a black radio station in southeast London called Love the Radio. And on Tuesday mornings there's a lovely radio show by the lovely goddess Jazzy that does a breakfast show there, and she narrates this film and does this show. And so I wanted it to feel real and resonate with people today. And so in part of the film you'll see one point where Afeni and Tupac say the final statement that she says to the court. But it's taken 25 years later, and the words you see on the screen don't quite corrugate. And the reason is that I wanted this film to be true. And so the words on the screen are actually from the court records. And I didn't really want to have her saying what she remembered, because somebody was bound to come along and say, oh, that film's fake. She didn't say that, this is what she said. And so everything about this film is accurate. I put the witnesses, the evidence, the story from start, the middle to the beginning. It's an uncomfortable watch. But I think it's really important, if you're telling people's history, you do it with respect, you do it with honesty, and you also do it to inspire. But the other big thing I think about this film, which is really important, is that so much about history we learn in the past, we don't learn about. If we knew what was happening with the Black Panthers, and we talked about it now, we probably wouldn't have Trump or reform. So I think it's really important that people see films like this. At the end of the film, there will be a Fox pop outside. Be really grateful if people can say their views to Tom, who's filming outside, so that we can help promote the film and spread on social media awareness of this film, because the media won't talk about people that step up. And I just want to say before we start the film, it's always good to step up, but never step back, because more of us that step up is a lot more than those at the top trying to kick us back. So always step up. And Afeni said, when we were making this film, she said, you know what, we've got to tell these stories. They don't have to be cute, but tell those stories. And so this film is not cute, it's from the heart. I've written this from the heart. But I also wanted to tell a story that didn't just tell the story of the Panthers from every perspective, but it also showed you the pain of Black America when hope was being extinguished, bullet by a bullet, as their leaders were being assassinated. So there's pain in this film, there's hope in this film, there's aspiration in this film, but the most important thing, it is 100% truth. And it's 100% truth, may have happened then, but we don't keep our eyes open, it will happen again now. Because we've got to remember, the Black Panthers run breakfast clubs and health clinics. And that was so scary to President Nixon that he went to war with the Black Panthers. That is scary as hell. And then the other thing, just lastly, you'll see in this news, there's a lot of news reports where people say, oh, the Black Panthers carried guns. That was really about demonizing the Black Panthers. You have to realize that in America, under the Fifth Amendment, anybody can carry guns. So don't let the issue around guns distort you from the work of the Panthers. So please enjoy the film, share awareness of it. I'm sorry if you don't find it comfortable, but I think sometimes in life we have to see real films in real time, and if they're not great quality in terms of the edit, I don't apologise for that, because I want you to feel the guts and the grit and the atmosphere of the time. So thank you and enjoy the piece. And it means the world to me.